Everyone, it's Yvonne here to do the reading for the lovely sign of Cancer. Now this will be for a Cancer sun, so that means you represent yourself as being a Cancer. What sign are you? Oh, I'm a Cancer. It could be that you have a Cancer moon, rising, Cancer in your Venus, Mars, whatever. But if you've got Cancer in your sign, then it could relate to you on some level. I learned this years ago because I watched a couple of videos that weren't for me, and I thought how interesting that that video just relates so completely to me, but yet it's not my sign. And I started looking into it a bit further and then realized there are other aspects of ourselves that we can watch the readings of which will relate to us on some level. If you're unsure how to do that, you can follow up by googling a natal chart or a birth chart, and finding out what planets were in your chart when you were born. That is a really good way to find it out, and you very often can get a free report on that, which sort of gives you an indication of some of the aspects of your personality. And if you're unsure, it really is quite interesting. If you would like a personal reading with me, then please contact me by email, theaussiegoddess@gmail.com. For those of you watching this video that don't know me, I've been present on YouTube for about 5 years now at intervals, mostly in the first few years full time. Last couple of years have been a little different. I've been reading tarot for many, many years. Sometimes reluctant to say to people how long I've been reading tarot for. I've been doing it professionally for about 15 years. I actually didn't realize it was that long till the other day. I started to realize, that I'd been doing fairs for 7 years. So I have had a lot of contact with people along the way, and I love to do what I do. It brings a lot of peace to people. All right, let's get into this reading, Cancer. I might just give them another shuffle round. We are using the Golden Tarot, if you're unsure what tarot that is. All right, so we're coming up with the Four of Pentacles, or the Four of Coins as it's known in this deck. So the Four of Pentacles is a card that says we're either hanging on to things too tightly, or we're reluctant to let something go, and what we're doing is we're blocking our energy. Now sometimes this can be in regards to money, so let's use money or resources as a really good starting point here, Cancer. Is there something that you need to let go of that you're holding on to? So if it is money, what happens is you start to clog and block your energy. So, some people say to me, but, I don't have enough money coming in. And if you have that sort of limited thinking, then you're creating not having enough in your own energy. So whenever I get this card, I think it's time to let go of something that's holding you back. Now, it doesn't necessarily have to be money. It could be that you're hanging on to a way of thinking, you're hanging on to an old cycle, an old relationship, something that's keeping you stuck in place. And really, sadly, you're blocking your energy to finding or creating something more. So it's always, we have the Tower behind that. It's always something that we need to let go of. Why is it with this Tower that you don't want to let go? You may be dealing with a Scorpio. So it could be that you've got the memory of a Scorpio there and you're reluctant to let go of that, reluctant to let go of a relationship. But also with the Tower, it can also mean that you're stuck in a really old way of thinking, an old way of doing things, and it is no longer serving you. We change all the time. People have this idea, and I hear it often, I can't change, I'm too old. But that's not true. We can all change, we can all adapt, and we can all think new ideas. We don't get stuck. It's just a matter of wanting to. If we want to, we're quite capable of doing great things. So when I see the Tower, I feel like there's a real big change coming through in regard to some sort of communication from a Leo, Sag, or Aries. I'm going to go a little bit further. Somebody that walked away from something. Okay, you may have been dealing with someone in the past who wasn't ready to commit. And they left you extremely disappointed here. You haven't heard or seen them for a while here, and we do have a King of Wands. So, okay, so you may have met somebody in the past who was a really good match for you, and you may have had incredibly good chemistry. You may have been very similar. You may have really clicked off, really come together easily. And it may have been a very hot, heated, passionate connection. And I feel like here, somehow or another, you've either been hanging on to the idea of somebody communicating with you or holding on to the idea that this person will come around again. And because of that, it's blocking your energy, which might mean you're actually, in effect, blocking the energy of them coming forward. And I feel like whoever this person was, there was a tremendous chemistry with them. I don't feel so much what I would see as love. So that sort of makes me feel like it wouldn't have been a long-term commitment with them. It might have been something that was very short, very fiery. But definitely the passionate energy of two people coming together and sort of finding each other here. And I feel like you've been waiting for the communication, and the universe is saying they'll communicate in time, but you need to sort of change your thinking around the waiting or being focused on that waiting. Look, we've all been in this situation before. We've all been in a situation where something or somebody we've met in the past has sort of got all our engines running, our motors running, whatever. And, when they disappear from view, you sit around for a very long time waiting for that communication. And I have a thorough believing that what is meant for you will come to you. If you keep hanging on to it, you may be stopping yourself from moving on. And some people do that for years, which is fine. That's your choice. If you're watching this reading and it doesn't relate, that's fine too. But I can see a lot of disappointment here in this Five of Pentacles. So the Five of Pentacles for me is about feeling very spiritually depleted. When we've hung on to something for a really long time, we don't allow ourselves to open up to new opportunities or to move on with our lives. So all right, so I have the Six of Wands here with the Seven of Wands. Interesting energy. Ace of Wands coming between the two and a brand new beginning. Okay. So I feel like here, by letting something go or releasing something and seeing something different, Cancer, it's like you're opening up a whole new beginning for yourself. It's almost like you're keeping something held in place by what you're feeling or thinking, and you're not moving forward. Now, if this isn't a relationship for you, for example, if you're so stuck on a particular way of thinking, like, I won't be successful if I try a new career, then you're never going to try a new career. Or I have no money, so therefore I can't spend anything, then you are putting out to the universe that you are quite happy to not have any money and stay where you are. So it's sort of like this energy of being stuck in a way of thinking or doing, which is actually stopping you moving forward. Sometimes if this is a relationship or a connection with somebody, sometimes we're scared of moving forward because we think if we let go of the memory, we're letting go of the person. But it really doesn't work that way. And you might never stop loving someone. But at the end of the day, maybe there's somebody new that will come in who may be not that person, but it may be that person. But whatever, it will help you to find something new and grow. All right, I have the Knight of Pentacles coming through. Oh, and there's the Knight of Cups. That's not unusual to do that. All right, with the Seven of Cups. Yeah, it's sort of like you're holding yourself back from having new opportunities. It's like you're so stuck in this way of thinking that you're holding off offers or holding off opportunities to move in a new direction. All right, I have the Two of Pentacles coming through with the Magician and the High Priestess. Oh, wow, that's really powerful energy right there. So what I'm feeling like here is you're not trusting your intuition, and you're holding on to something without realizing if you let it go, you'd more than likely manifest it, right? And there's a choice here to bring yourself back into balance. Now, what that means to me as an energy is sometimes when we're thinking about something all the time, or we're really intent on something, we stop all other opportunities coming through. So if we say we can only earn money from working, then all other opportunities for money to come to us are blocked. If we say, for example, that we're trying to manifest something by thinking about it all the time, you're actually blocking opportunities right there, because you're getting stuck in a way of thinking that only limits you to that way of thinking. That's why I feel like this is being sort of brought forward. The High Priestess for me is definitely about, having that intuition, having that feeling. So for example, if you feel that this person is going to return, then just move on with your life, and you know that when they're ready, they'll come in. If you feel that you want to manifest something, you've got to trust the universe. You've got to make that decision that whatever is coming to you will come to you when the time is right. But if you're constantly thinking about it, you start limiting the ways that that particular thing can come in. It's almost like making the wish and then putting it out there and letting it go and just not worrying about it. All right, let's have a quick look. All right, so there is something you need to let go of here. I feel like you need to start looking at things in a very different way. I feel like you've been waiting for communication from somebody here that you felt very, very passionate about. Very likely a Leo, Sag, Aries. However, I do have Pisces, Aries cards on the table. All right, so we have this energy of not walking away from something, holding on to something, not moving on with our life, being stuck in the past, and not really, look at this energy, the Five of Cups with the Moon, because you don't know, because it's not, because the information is not available to you, you may be making it up in your own head. Now, this is human nature, this one. So, if somebody doesn't call us on time, our minds will go to, have they had an accident? Did something happen to them? Did they move on with somebody else? Have they found a new love interest? So we go through all that. And then when you finally sort of meet someone, you say, I was really worried about you. They say, oh, I'm really sorry, I lost my phone. Or I didn't realize what the time was. But in that time, we've gone through a myriad of reasons as to why that person has not got in touch with us. So I want to say to you, whatever it is for you here, Cancer, it's about letting go and just trusting that the universe has got your back, and whatever was here, if it's meant to return, and I feel like that energy of something returning to you, it's going to happen in its own time. Alrighty. Let's read you an energy oracle card. I feel like that's going to come straight out, and it did. Rest and rejuvenation. There we go. That is what you need. You may be getting a little burned out by thinking about something or going over something in your head here. Card 19. Relaxation and meditation. The message here, it's time to relax. You may have been busy lately, but you should just find more time to just let go. When you do, allow yourself to go within and open up to the peace and wisdom that are vibrating there. So engage in peaceful thinking, meditate, achieve relaxation through meditation. In many ways, this is far more productive than unceasing action. So therefore, beautiful message from the universe about just letting go, trusting, and just moving along the way you're meant to be moving along. I always try to explain this to people, but I find it really hard sometimes to explain. You put blocks in when you do not allow yourself to move. So if you believe that you've got to sit and wait for something, you're blocking yourself from a lot of other things coming through in your life. If you trust that when the time's right, you're going to meet that love, you're going to meet that person, you're going to have that money, you're going to have that job, and you truly believe that, then just move on. Just do what you need to do, and remember that whatever it is, it will come in when it's ready. The worry, the stress. Actually, I read something yesterday, which was an Eckhart Tolle thing. If you are thinking about something all the time and your mind is constantly thinking about something, stop for it. We always talk about observing your thinking. It's a really good way to be. So if you're overthinking, observe your thoughts. But do a little test. Take a nice deep breath, close your eyes, relax for a few minutes, and ask yourself, or ask your mind, what will my next thought be? What's the next thought coming through? And I bet you that will change your thinking altogether. All right, I will leave you with that. 14:44 on the clock. So there's probably a message for somebody out there if you're like me and you tend to see the fours all the time. I feel like there's a great deal of spiritual guidance around moving forward and letting go of your past here. All right, much love to you all.